Good evening, everybody. So tonight I felt like just in a chatty mood. I just wanted to talk. So I actually found 5 things to just give advice on. I'm an elder millennial. I've been through some things, and I feel like, especially for dudes, they just need a lot of fucking advice. So here it is, guys. Girl advice. And this is my co-star, Yeti. Yeti! There he is. So I found 5 questions from Reddit, some on advice stuff, and I'm just gonna fucking answer them. So here we go. Question number 1. So pretty much the guy is a 19-year-old male, and his mom was going through his dresser right when they were about to head off into a vacation, and she finds his fleshlight. And for those of you who may not know what that is, it helps you masturbate in a more comfortable way than your hand or a sock. So she asked him what it is, and he was like, well, it's for masturbating. And to which she just started going off on him about how his brother never did this. Lies. He just hit it better. And blah, blah, blah. Anyways, he wanted to know, like, what should he do? Honestly, for my advice to him, just don't fucking talk about it. Clearly your mom is freaked out. You might have a more conservative side mother there, which is cool. She still loves you. Masturbation is totally normal. Everybody fucking does it. Is that maybe asexual? So maybe not. Most people do it. We can't say everybody. Most people do it. Okay? Majority. So you just don't talk about it. If she has questions, answer them shortly and simply, and otherwise just don't forget about it. Don't make eye contact for a while. Go about your teenage life. You're fine. And then just as a mom, I'm gonna put this out there. Let's not shame our kids for masturbating. Like, especially in a healthy way. Like, who doesn't have a fleshlight and stuff and he hit it? It's not like he was doing it out in public. Like, sure, if your kid walks out on a beach and just starts cranking it, maybe some conversations need to be had about what is acceptable and not acceptable. But hidden something in their drawer, you just tuck that puppy back in there. Honestly, parents, if you're going through your teenagers' drawers, especially your adult teenagers, like 18 and up, you know what? Just whatever you find there, just go and tuck it back in. Just good to know, and tuck it back in. Because you know you didn't want that question answered. You knew you didn't want that question answered. You know what the fuck he's doing. You know why the showers take so long. You know. Don't lie to yourself. Okay? So, that's my advice for 1. To the teenagers, if your mom really wants to ask you about sex and stuff, keep your answers short. Keep them honest. Keep them sweet. To any mothers or fathers out there wondering, what do I do if I find this? Put it back. Just put it back. Okay? I mean, what are you gonna do? They're gonna masturbate. Like, let them masturbate. Unless you find something, unnerving, like a severed limb or something. Severed limb, call the cops. Dildo, tuck it back in. Let them have their life. Let them do them. Okay? Question number 2. This one is going to be for the older, younger. Some people are young parents. So this was actually a young lady's question. She wanted to know why her husband seems to really admire this woman at work's parenting style and the way her kids behave. And she is annoyed because he's constantly equating their children to her children. And he had the nerve to come home the other day and be like, oh my God, I'm going to name this woman. Samantha had the best parenting advice, and this woman just feels like, what the fuck? And I guess because she feels like he dismisses any of her parenting choices or advice she may want to implement on their children. And she said when she told him this that he was just very dismissive, told her, don't be jealous, don't be all crazy about it. And so that was her advice, or her question. 1, is she being crazy? 2, what is she even supposed to do with this? This one's a little harder. Because honestly, we would all need so much more information than this, and to know you personally. But yes, I would say right and wrong. You definitely don't. I would want to have a conversation about my husband. I mean, I have special needs children, so I've had to have conversations with my husband about how, yes, it's nice to look at other kids, other parents, get advice. Always. As a community, we need to accept it. You have to have the community, okay? But you also need to go into that with expectations, low expectations. Nobody's children are the same, okay? So while, like, I have a nephew who is just, oh my god, the kid like taught himself to fucking read. Like, he picks things up like this, so fucking smart, so fucking smart. While my son, severe ADHD, a little more slow on the pickup, but picks it up. They're only a couple months apart. They're both great kids, though. They're both intelligent. They just learn different ways. And that's fine. So I would want to make sure my husband is having that expectation. There's no magic way to parent. So if anyone's going in this with that, well, if we just did what Sally did, our kids would be... No, that's not how it works, okay? You need to know your kids and then kind of ruffle through the advice to what works for them. I would also say, once again, yes. It should be okay for your husband to ask parenting advice, especially if he, and I would want to look more into this woman. Honestly, you yourself should be like, hey, Sally, let's have a chat. My husband says your kids are amazing. What have you been doing? What are you feeding them? You should probably talk to her more. If your husband sees you taking this seriously like he is, it might help him not feel so attacked, and then you not feel so attacked, and then you can kind of more easily come to an understanding, a same page, shall we say. So parenting stuff's hard. Like I said, so much more would need to be known to give real good advice, but that would be my general advice. You both need to have a conversation, really, and try to get on, say, a compromising and compromise. Okay? Question number 3. So this guy just found out his girl was an escort. I guess she started while they were dating. Older dudes, sugar daddy in it, to get some bills paid in these hard times. And he wants to know what she do. This is breakup, and honestly, look, all work is work, okay? All respect to it. No shame in anyone's money-making game. Unless you're killing people, don't do that. But otherwise, hey, you do what you got to do in this world. But we all have boundaries. We all have a standard way of life we picture for ourselves, what makes us comfortable. So, I would say to this gentleman, or any gentleman out there, if you find out someone's in sex work, or, down the road, someone just pops out on you of, oh, I just decided to do this, and that just truly makes you that uncomfortable, that's okay for that to be a boundary. I mean, that's okay for that to be a, hey, not what I signed up for, or I can't handle that personally. Don't demean her. Don't, or them, him. Anyways, just anybody. You shouldn't be demeaning anyone in sex work. You shouldn't be trying to put them down. You shouldn't be trying to make them feel bad. But it is okay to have that boundary of, that's just not the life I see for myself. If your partner then goes, oh my god, I didn't even think about this, I'm so sorry, I'll quit, and they genuinely quit, I mean, I guess that's up to you to see it as, is that a cheating thing? Is that not, are you okay as long as they quit? That's your boundary to set. And you should feel comfortable setting that boundary. And if you are a sex worker, or you decide somewhere you're in a relationship and you kind of like, I really need extra money, this is easy money, or I have an in here, don't do it behind your partner's back. Okay, don't do that. You shouldn't be getting any jobs or anything behind your partner's back. You really need to talk to your partner. And honestly, it's a huge sign. If you are doing something that you couldn't even go to your partner in the first, like, you automatically knew, oh, I gotta hide that, shh, don't tell him, or, oh my god, he's gonna kill me. Like, you already knew you had to hide it and you went and did it anyways. You already know you're in the wrong. You already know. That's why you didn't tell them in the first place. So, yes, you do need to be upfront. So if you're a sex worker in the dating world, you gotta be upfront. And you gotta accept. Like I said, demeaning, never okay. But setting a boundary of, hey, this is the kind of life I see for myself, and that's just not it. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. And that would be, so my advice to him would, you need to, one, personally, ask yourself what you're going to accept. Some people are okay with it. If you come down on the side of, yeah, I'm cool with it, maybe you guys have boundaries like, okay, you can have a sugar daddy, but he only gets feet and tit pics, or, like, you can set those boundaries, or, no intercourse, but anything else is fine. Kissing's on the table. Kissing's all, you can always set those boundaries. But you got to have those conversations. If you can't have those conversations with your partner, what are you guys even doing? I feel like you can't even call yourself partners at that point. You really have to be able to have those big conversations, and that's one of them. If you come down on the side of I can't do it. That's too much. That might as well be cheating. Then that's it. Call it. It's over. It'll hurt, but you'll find somebody who more aligns where you want to go in life, and that's okay. So, on to question number 3. This one's a very common one. This man had a crush of 5 years, from high school to college. And they were talking quite a bit, but she's very on-offy about it. Valentine's Day was coming up. He wanted to know, how do I get her to talk to me? How can I get her to want to date me? And this one's going to hurt, guys. You don't. You can't. She's not being flirty with you. In fact, she probably knows you like her a little more than she actually likes you, but she does enjoy you as a friend. And that's why you get like here and there talks. She keeps you at a distance because she knows if she gets too close, you're going to take it too far. And she doesn't want to go too far. Guys, you got to accept this. Okay? Honestly, this is where I think upfrontness comes in really well. You know, if you want to be someone's friend, be their fucking friend. If at some point in that friendship it kind of goes, oh shit, I think I am in love, you probably are going to have to accept that they might not feel the same way. And then you gotta be like, okay, we're still friends though, but whatever. But yeah, if she's not into you. She's not into you, dude. If she was super into you, she would talk to you all the time. She'd be with you all the time. She would answer every text. She would, just like how they say, oh, if a man could, he would. The women do the same thing. We do the same thing. We respond. So if you're majorly flirting, we're going to respond. And if you're majorly flirting and you get more ghosted and she maybe texts you back like a week later like, oh, well, how are you doing? She's not flirting. She's letting you know your flirtations are not working. So, and then you need to let it go. You gotta let it go. Don't try anymore. Be your friend if that's what you choose, but stop, okay? She's just not that into you, bro. She's just not that into you. You gotta accept it. And along those lines, advice number 5, our last one of the night. This man met a woman in the gym, and they were texting pretty heavily. And then he left for a week for a work thing. And I guess they were kind of texting then, but not really. And then he texted her, hey, I can't wait to see you. And he never really got a response back. And now he's kind of like, ooh, where are we? This one's a little more vague. I will say that. We don't have 5 years on this. We got a couple weeks. She probably found somebody else, honestly, I would think. She's probably talking to multiple people. If you got any kind of response, I can't say this is a total give up. She's just not that into you. I would send her a full out text I would say a miss you text getting no response is kind of, that's pretty, that kind of does put the nail in the coffin. But I'd send out the text. My best advice would be I'd send out a text being very upfront of, hello, I want to go on a date. Okay? Use the word. I would like to take you on a date. When and where, blah, blah, blah. If you get a response, sweet. If you don't, call it quits. She's out of there. Okay? That is how I'm going to end it tonight. And I think that's going to be my new motto. Here in the fish tank. This is what I'm calling it too. I might even change my page name. I'm Tuna. This is the fucking fish tank. And that's my advice. Be upfront. It's hard. It's nerve-wracking. Ugh. I can't even say I'm always successful at it, but honestly, 99% of the time, it's what fixes almost all problems in our life. Just be fucking upfront. So, that's going to do it for this time's advice column thing. Whatever. Comment, like, share, interact some way.
Teenagers try
oh no, what happened?
Just keeps coming.
I pushed buttons. I'm going to keep it in. You know what? No mistakes here. I'll see you guys Sunday or Monday when I post another video. You guys have a great night.